Hey guys, so I just wanted to jump on here really quickly and kind of talk about the energy of Pisces, which I think is one of the most fascinating of all the zodiac signs. I mean, they're all fascinating, but Pisces is the particularly of interest because Pisces is the end of the zodiac, whereas, Aries is the start of the zodiac year. Pisces is the end, and it represents so much that I think gets stereotyped or misunderstood, and this kind of video is going to be kind of to help all my Pisces peeps out there and those who kind of have relationships with them or loved ones that are kind of around them to help you understand Piscean energy and kind of what people misunderstand about it and how to move forward in that. So yeah, it's just going to be covering a couple, maybe 2 or 3 points to show some of the power and potential of Pisces. So I guess the first thing that I kind of want to notice is that Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is so perfect because Neptune in of itself was one of the last planets to be discovered, and it's a planet of great mystery for a lot of people, and it has very extreme temperatures on the surface. It has the surface is actually even covered by gaseous. It's a gas planet, but it has a surface that's kind of hidden, and so I think I was reading somewhere that the winds on it can reach like 300 degrees. It's like insane temperature fluctuations. It's just a really kind of fascinating planet. They think there might be liquid diamonds on it, so it's definitely one of the least known planets, which is perfect because Pisces is one of the least known signs. So I guess in that, the first thing I want to mention is that Pisces is the overlord or the ruler of the 12th house. And the 12th house is one of the most complicated houses, like along with the 8th house that I did about Scorpio in the zodiac. So the 12th house rules all that's hidden, but it's not the same kind of energy as Scorpio where it's like lies or intentional things that are like obscured from sight so that people don't find them out. Pisces is more about the energy of things that are hidden in the unconscious, especially the collective unconscious. So first off, Pisces, it's fascinating. They're on, maybe more than almost any other zodiac sign, they're on a journey of self-discovery. I mean, every sign is, obviously. But Pisces are a total sign of self-exploration. Everybody likes to think of the 12th house as a prison, ruling prisons and mental hospitals and stuff like that. But that's not exactly kind of what the energy is saying. What the energy is saying is that Pisces is about making the unconscious conscious. So for Pisces, there can be so much in their psyche that they don't understand, so many patterns that they're repeating that they don't really know why they do or how to gain control over. And that can be really hard and frustrating and painful for Pisces because they find themselves constantly in this amorphous, free-floating state where they don't feel like they're grounded and they feel like they continue to do things which don't serve them. And so being ruled by the 12th house or ruling the 12th house, Pisces people, Piscean energy is all about making and understanding why they do the things they do. It's crucial, so important for a Pisces person to get in touch with their unconscious, maybe more than any other sign, because they are, on a journey of self-exploration, and in a way that's like very much driven by their internal energies of not knowing why they do the things they do. So the flip side of that, which is kind of ironic, is that Pisces is probably the most psychic of all of the zodiac signs. Maybe alongside Scorpio, but I would say Pisces are just amazingly receptive to knowing which way the wind is going to blow. They but they don't know where it's coming from or how always to handle it. So sometimes they react in a Piscean way, which is, to my third point, Pisces is the water sign that doesn't have a defense, really, in aggressive defense. Meaning, Cancer is the crab, and they have the little claws, and they will pinch the shit out of you if you encroach on their borders. Scorpio is the scorpion. They also have pinchers, but also a sting and poison, you know. But Piscean energy, they are the fish, and they often flee from situations. They will just swim away as fast as they can because they feel like they have no choice in the matter. And so that is a big part of what Piscean energy is kind of about, is how they're on a constant, not only are they in this journey, but they're also kind of fleeing themselves so often, or fleeing situations. And that can be really hard for a lot of signs to deal with, because we feel like, hey, where did you go? You know, like, you know, a lot of signs are like, battled this fucking shit out, whereas Pisces, not always, depending on the other configurations of their zodiac natal chart, but Piscean energy is more about like, get away from the situation as quick as possible. Don't deal with it. Get on the offensive by being on the defensive, by being on the run. So Piscean energy really needs to learn how to confront things and like stand its ground. That's one of the most powerful things a Piscean energy can do. Whereas Taurus, you know, for example, needs to learn how to become less like, I don't want to say forceful, but less in your face sometimes, or less, you know, more watery, more flowing, more give way. Whereas Piscean energy, for a lot of Pisces people, they can do a lot. They can feel much healthier when they have those support structures, and when they allow themselves to kind of stand firm in their beliefs, or confrontation, or whatever. One of the kind of difficulties of Piscean energy is that they can define themselves through other people, or through their environment. So it's like they merge with their environment, and they have this very like empathic ability often to connect that way. But they also need to learn when and how that's healthy and unhealthy. So that's a big kind of part of Piscean energy, is solidifying their own self, as well as upwelling their unconscious to make it conscious. I mean, what is therapy? But really the process of that. So yeah, I also want to say Pisces can feel greatly unsupported by those around them. So one of the most powerful things you can do for a Pisces is just to let them know that you have their back, and that, you know, things won't go to hell in a handbasket if they don't run away, if they do stay here and talk to you about it and confront the issues head on. You know, that can be such a powerful lesson for Pisces, to know that the cycle can continue even through the chaos or whatever, and not to run away or flee or retreat into defense mechanisms. And that is something also I kind of want to say, is that Pisces, they are so weird, because in its most negative state, in a way, Pisces can be such a bitter, a bitter Betty, I don't know. Like, they can experience such sense of disappointment and such sense of like being let down and stepped on by other people or whatever, that they kind of form, in a way, this Cancerian energy of defense, but it's warped in a way. It's like they always kind of can go to a very negative place, and can become very sarcastic and biting, or pessimistic. That's the perfect word, pessimistic. And it's so important for a Pisces to kind of allow their empathic, psychic, sensitive nature, even though we live in a society that's so bullshit to that, such a masculine, patriarchal, fallen shadow, bullshit men kind of like modality, that it can be really hard. But Pisces will only feel their great joy when they learn that balance, I guess, of knowing when to stand firm and when not to stand firm, and also to remain, healthy and optimistic in their outlook of things, because that can be a really tricky, slippery slope for them. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. I ordered this fossil. It's an amylite fossil, and it kind of just makes me think of Piscean energy because it has this rainbow iridescence in the middle, but it's also the shape of kind of like the spiral, which is perfect for Pisces because, it's the end of the zodiac and kind of also the beginning of things in a new way. Pisces is about, they can be very beautiful at closing out situations so that new energy can kind of start afresh. So that is something to remember also. I would love to hear what you guys think about Pisces, and it's just funny because in the Scorpio video I made, I talked about Rihanna and how she kind of is very powerful because she allows herself to be seen in her different sides, and she's a Pisces actually. So if you want to see like a high expression of Pisces, I would say Rihanna's kind of that perfect example. She's constantly changing her style and kind of like going with like whatever kind of compels her, but she also is very fierce in like expressing what is and isn't good for her. And Pisces, but she's also very like sensitive to other people and supportive if you watch interviews with that, which is kind of a very fascinating mix. And I think Pisces can do that. They have this great ability to kind of be there for other people in especially their moments of weakness, but they also, but then also learn how to kind of catalyze situations so that they can reach better potentials. But it is a journey for them, maybe more than any other sign. So I hope this video was helpful and not too rambly. And love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.